welcome to my very first vlog. So, here we go. Life update for you all. So, in the next couple of days, I'm going to be leaving Canada, getting on an airplane, and taking a 14-hour flight to New Zealand. And the reason why I'm doing this is I am going to be working at a Bible camp for the next year. And so this is my way of updating everyone out there who is interested about how I actually got to this point where I am, leaving Canada for a year. So, it all started about 2 years ago. I was living my best life. I had my apartment. I had a good steady job. I was working in youth at church, involved in my Bible study, had a great group of friends, was seeing my family regularly, and life was good. I was happy. I couldn't see my life changing at any point, anytime soon. I was in it for the long haul. And then my world got shaken up a bit when one of my really good friends, Julie, announced to everyone at Bible study that she would be dropping her entire life, dropping out of school, leaving her friends and family to go to the Philippines for the next 2 years to be trained as a midwife. And that really shook me. It woke me up. It made me realize that I was not actually happy with my life. I was content with my life, and I did not want to be content anymore. I knew that moment that God had more planned for me, and I wanted more for myself as well. I wasn't just here to be content, and So I started a long process of first self-discovery and self-searching to figure out what I wanted, where I wanted God to take me, whether that be going to school or going overseas or just doing something. A lot of time of reflection, searching, a lot of praying to ask God to give me a passion, and nothing really happened, and I was very lost. I had definitely a breakdown at one point. And so I wasn't sure what to do, and was looking stuff online. Nothing about school seemed to fit. I couldn't really find any kind of organization I really wanted to work with. And so I was very lost and upset and down. And so one Sunday, I had the opportunity to have a quick chat with my pastor, which led to several coffees over the course of a couple weeks, and it was a great time of really finding myself. He even gave me a homework assignment, which was really good learning about myself, and which all these coffee dates led up to a point where I was able to meet with a lady from our church who actually lives in New Zealand with her Kiwi husband, and she was down visiting her mom, and I was able to sit down and talk to her. And throughout the course of our chat, she picked up on something I kept talking about a lot, which was camp. I had a huge passion for camp. I had spent 4 summers working at a camp up north in BC called Utsalike Bible Camp. I had absolutely loved my time there, and I had also helped out with King Road Church with the camp trek. And I just always loved camp so much, and I hadn't done it in a few years because I know I felt it had been time to move on at that point. And so she was able to direct me to a camp in New Zealand called Camp Totara Springs. After meeting with her, I knew that was what he wanted, and that was the path laid in front of me. I just had to start making it happen. And then I got scared. Over the next course of several months, I kept putting off even looking at the website online because I was scared of being rejected by the camp. Because what if this really wasn't, and they said no? So I didn't really do anything about it. I didn't tell many people about it, even though I knew this was going to happen. I knew I was going, I just wasn't making it happen. So I kept coming up with excuses, and eventually, as the time rolled around, it was time for me to get ready to go on a Mexico mission trip with my youth group. And so that was my main focus, and went on that, finished the part up that we were in Mexico, and was now staying in California at a YWAM base there, helping out there. And then one morning we were doing devotions with everyone at the base, and the lady who did devotions talked about the story of Jesus walking on water. And being a kid from Abbotsford, the Bible Belt of Canada, growing up in a Christian home, going to a Christian school, going to the same church all my life, I have to say I know that story pretty well. But it was the first time I'd actually heard it. And it really struck a chord with me. And then that same morning, we had the opportunity, those of us who wanted to not work that morning, but to take that 2-hour time to spend time with God. just by yourself quietly doing what you felt you need to do. And normally I was not a fan of those. I would be sitting there just bored the whole time anytime I ever had to do this, but this time I'm like, I think I really need to do this. So I grabbed my Mexican blanket, grabbed my Bible, grabbed my phone in case I wanted to listen to some worship music or anything, and I sat down with this huge intention of reading through the Bible and just powering through huge chunks of it and reading lots. But then I decided I was going to start on that passage in Matthew chapter 14 and just read that story over and go from there. And I ended up spending the next hour not just reading that story, but reading one verse in particular. And it was a part where Peter, after getting out of the boat and walking on the water, and he started sinking because he got scared, Jesus told him, "Take courage, don't be afraid, I'm with you." And I could almost feel God talking to me, and he's like, "Trust me." In case I was like Peter in the boat waiting, calling out to him, and I just had to get out. So I decided it was time for me to step out of the boat, walk on water, and trust God and not be afraid. So I was ready to do it. As soon as I got home from California, I was going to do that. But then I also had God say, "Don't do this by yourself, tell someone." So that evening with the youth group, where we were taking our time to share, see how everyone's doing, I shared with the whole youth group about my plans. And so now I had a group of 30 plus teenagers holding me accountable, which was awesome. And the most powerful experience of my life was actually having all of them surround me. Some of these are kids I've known since I was they were in grade 7. And have them stand around me and pray was one of the most powerful experiences. So that was really cool. And now I had accountability. And so I got home, and it still was about another 3 weeks before I actually did anything about it, before I even bothered to look at the website. Because I was still so scared. So I finally did. I found an email I needed to get in contact with, so I typed out my email. I even sent it off to my one friend to proofread and make sure it was all bulletproof and that there was nothing wrong in it, and I sent it off. And I wasn't expecting to hear back for a couple days, time difference, and yeah. But I actually ended up hearing within the hour, which shocked me. And after emailing back and forth for a little bit, I actually got to do a Skype call with the camp, and it was a 40-minute Skype call, and it turned out to be amazing. I was accepted. They were just waiting to make sure I was going to say yes to them, so that was really cool. And yeah, so I was going. That was way back when, and it's been a couple months because I knew before I go I had to finish up my commitment to being a youth leader. And then yeah, and since then I've been preparing, getting visas, finding my people to rent out my apartment. And yeah, it's been an incredible journey, very easy journey. It went so much smoother than I expected. Everything I needed fell into place. And yeah, so now I am just a couple days away from leaving. And yeah, I just want to say thank you to all my friends and family who supported me throughout this journey. And yeah, and also another explanation why I'm doing vlogging right now is because I want to keep people updated, especially those in my church and friends and family who are praying for me. And a lot of times people will blog. I suck at writing. That is not my thing. I would be very stressed out and probably wouldn't end up doing it because it'd be such a burden. So I decided to do vlogs. This is the best way I found I could stay in contact with people. People could see me, and I can even use the opportunity to so people could actually see where I'm coming from in the camp itself and all that. And also a big reason is so my mom can see that I'm actually physically okay. Mom, I'm fine. I'll be okay. You can actually see me now. So yeah, that is where I'm at. And yeah, I want to say thank you to everyone again for all the prayers and support, and especially to Leonard. Thank you so much. I would not be here without you and all your support as well. So yeah, see you guys later when I'm in New Zealand. Bye.